A very happy Tuesday to everybody out there. Sports guy Chris checking back in with you today. And I want to talk a little bit of NFL free agency today. In particular, the big news of the day, which quite honestly I think we all saw coming. And that was the Carolina Panthers, of course, releasing longtime quarterback Cam Newton. Newton, of course, coming off the injury that caused him to miss most of last season. The league's 2015 MVP, of course, Carolina went to the Super Bowl that year, fell to Denver. That whole team, that era is kind of officially come to an end now. Again, we all kind of figured that. Ron Rivera was let go toward the end of last season. He, of course, has moved on to Washington. Kyle Allen, the quarterback who was just, replacing Cam this past year while he was out with injury at Carolina, he was just traded to Washington as Rivera went after the quarterback he had last year down in Carolina. So that simultaneously took one of the teams off the board that was rumored to maybe go for Cam. I thought that the Redskins would be the team to keep an eye on, that they would be the one to maybe, kick the tires on Newton and bring him in. So this isn't really that surprising. I know that they had talked about working out a trade. My opinion with that was it was never going to happen. You think about how much Cam Newton would be looking for, is owed on a contract, and so on and so forth. The money just wouldn't work out. I'm sure teams would want Carolina to eat a decent amount of that money. Now you're starting talking about paying a lot of money essentially for maybe, I don't know what they got offered, just speculating maybe a 4th or 5th round draft pick. And it just didn't start to add up. So Cam released today. As far as the potential landing spots, of course, they've been dwindled down. I thought, just like many others out there, maybe the Chicago Bears. The Bears, of course, earlier in free agency traded a 4th-round pick to Jacksonville for Nick Foles. They're going to bring Foles in to kind of push Mitchell Trubisky there. So the Bears would appear to be out. So as that market has kind of shrunk, one team that has popped up that, it's intriguing, of course, the New England Patriots. I'll be honest, I can't see the fit. I don't see Bill Belichick going that route. I just don't see the fit. I really don't. Nothing against Cam. Cam's a great player. A little bit, flamboyant, a little bit, whatever. I just can't see him fitting the whole Patriot way and all those kind of things. I think there are better fits out there for Cam and his skill set and what he wants to do. Right now, I actually think the best team would be the Las Vegas Raiders. Yes, I know the Raiders already went out. They got Mariota, of course, to kind of push Derek Carr. And the question would be, for this to work, of course, the Raiders would probably have to move Carr somewhere. I don't know if there's much of a market for him, so I'm not sure if they can make it work. But even on a friendly contract, if they can work it out, now that Cam has moved through the whole early part of free agency, the quarterback dominoes have fallen. So the market isn't that big. The asking price is going to have to go down and down. So perhaps they can get him at the right price. They can bring him in. The team's moving to Las Vegas right now. John Gruden, of course, has a history with older veteran quarterbacks that have been around. Cam's won before. I could see that being a good fit, with the style of what John Gruden wants to do, the whole Raiders style of football. The running version of Cam, I think, is that, A-plus running version of Cam, I think we all understand, is probably done now. So, you need to look at him more as a little bit of a passer going forward. And if you look at what he's done since the 2015 season, his league MVP season, 3,500 yards in 2016, 19 touchdowns, 14 picks. Okay, only completed 52.9% of his passes. So not overwhelming numbers as far as that goes. 2017 was a little bit better. 3,300 yards, the yardage down a little bit. 22 touchdowns, 16 picks, 59% completion percentage. And of course, 2018, his last full season, just under 3,400 yards, 24 touchdowns, 13 picks. 67.9% completion percentage, career best there. So Cam did have a great year his last full season in 2018. A lot of that was, of course, the short completions out of the backfield to Christian McCaffrey coming in and being a part of that offense. Nonetheless, I think Cam showed a little bit in that season that he can adjust his game a little bit take more of the shorter passes instead of the longer, not as high accuracy throws. So he also ran for 488 and 4 scores in 2018. So, what version of Cam are you going to get? I don't know. I know he's been posting on social media. He's been working out. He's fired up. He's ready to go. I still think the Raiders would be the best fit. Outside of that, there's been a lot of talk about the Chargers. It seems like they're pretty well set with Tyrod Taylor. I would say, I could see that being a fit as well. We'll see what happens there. Jacksonville is really the only other team. As you start to go around the NFL and you speculate where could Cam Newton end up, Jacksonville pops into mind. Gardner Minshew, that's the guy. Would they really roll with him? I mean, it depends if Jacksonville thinks they can win now. They're only a couple of years removed from the AFC title game. Let's not forget that. So where does Jacksonville see themselves? That division's gotten more difficult with Phillip Rivers joining the Colts. Of course, Bill O'Brien traded DeAndre Hopkins out of the division, of course. But nonetheless, that could be a potential landing spot for Cam. Other than that, you can't really come up with too many scenarios. Maybe the Lions. The Lions seem like they're not all that interested in keeping Matthew Stafford, but I don't know. We'll see what happens. Maybe the Lions are the surprise team and they sneak in and get Cam at a bargain price. Who knows? Those are my thoughts right now on the Panthers releasing Cam Newton today, where I think he might end up, the best fits. Sports guy Chris checking back in. I hope y'all are doing good out there. Just want to remind everybody to give me a little thumbs up if you liked the video. Don't forget to subscribe. Find me on Instagram and Scorum. Stay safe, stay calm, stay positive, everybody. I'll be back tomorrow. Final Four simulation.